to Touch Gloves Boxing. I go by the name of Biyenge, featuring yours truly, Tre. Remember to like, share, and subscribe when you're ready, Tre.
Yo, what's going on, cuz? It's obviously good.
Not much, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks, man. Obviously, we obviously got to apologize to the viewers, to the community, that we obviously haven't been, doing shows for a few weeks. But we've been obviously doing a lot of planning, a lot of preparations, of course, and we've got some good news, which obviously we're going to announce during the show. But cuz, you know how we do. How's your week been? How's everything been going on your end?
Yeah, it's been well. Just been training and that. And yeah, as always. And, looking forward to watching the World Cup.
Of course. And look, big up to our viewers as of course. Big up iBoxing Hub. The Lion is back. Of course, he's back. We're going to get to that topic. And you know what? Because of you, iBoxing Hub, we might even just get onto that straight away, man. And look, we missed you guys as well, and we missed you as well, iBoxing Hub. So big up the support as always, because it's iBoxing Hub's the mind. We're obviously gonna chat about it straight away. We had the big announcement, we've had the big announcement, guys. Berta BF versus Anthony Yarde for the Unified World Championship. This is major news for the division. What's your thoughts, and how would you review the fight yesterday, cuz?
Lions in the camp.
I've been telling guys, Lions in the camp. He's back. He's back, and that experience that he gained from fighting Kovalev the first time, under the circumstances as well. Let me obviously point out there that, remember, to Russia, he had issues with luggage. You know what I mean? He had issues with water up there. Just little bits that were, against Yarde, but he still went in there, nearly got the job done, but unfortunately, obviously, got the loss. But that was an experience, and years later, instead of fighting for one title, he's fighting for three, man. So big up. Look, someone's getting KO'd. Cuz, what do you think? Cuz, I need to get your thoughts.
Listen, from the get-go, from round one, ding, Yarde just needs to put it on him. Put it on him. Put it on him. Because remember, Berta BF, how old is he? 38?
I believe so. Let me just double check.
Yarde's the younger man, isn't it? So yeah. I believe, obviously Berta BF's got more experience, but I think, Yarde has got a good chance. He's got a good chance.
37, yeah, so you're right, Cosman. It's about 37, 38. So, yeah, correct. The younger man, the younger lion should...
I think the advantage that Yarde has got is speed and power.
Yeah, speed and power, definitely.
So I believe
from my boxing.
From round one, Yarde just needs to put it on him. Don't just put it on him. Every round, just put it on him.
Straight.
I know the aim is to go for the knockout, but fight like you're fighting for 12th round, and you never know, that knockout might come.
It's true. And look, big up iBoxing Hub. Is obviously coming through the research, which is tremendous. 38 by the time they fight. So cuz he's going to be fighting a 38-year-old who is a elite world level champion. And in the words of Tunde, this is going to be like a Champions League final, man. This is massive. Like this, you can't get any bigger than this. And the fact that it's going to be here in the UK as well, here in London, Wembley, this is going to be tremendous. And I think this time round, Yarde is more than prepared and ready mentally for this battle. And I can't wait, cuz. I can't wait for Yarde just to let his hands go and just to show the world that, look, Lions in the camp. And to see him lift all three of the belts, after everything that he's been through, for me, personally, I think that would be an inspiration, man, because from what he's gone through, you know, my condolences to him and his family for who he's lost, you know, through COVID. He's come out of the other side of COVID. You know, he's been able to beat who he lost to initially, you know, Lyndon Arthur. So obviously big up Black Flash Promotions as well, Pat Barrett. And yeah, cuz, man, it's going to be massive, 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 man. But if you were a betting man, cuz I know you're not a betting man, you're a God-fearing man, of course, man. But if you were in a situation where you had a lot of money and you wanted to bet,
listen, I'm always backing the Brits. Do you know what I mean? I have to back Yard for this one because it's interesting because the winner out of Bertapip and Yard has to challenge has to defend the WBC to Callum Smith. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, you know, Yard and Callum Smith. I mean, so I'm rooting for Yard to bring it home. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
It will be interesting because like the light heavyweight division, like it's on fire at the moment. You know, like I said, you've got Yard, you've got Boatsi, you've got Callum Smith. It's just so many people. Even Linford Arthur, do you know what I mean? It's just so many people. So it will be nice. So, you know, we could potentially, have a Brit become a unified light heavyweight champion and possibly, you know, a challenge Bivol for the other belt. It's amazing.
Of course, yeah, exactly. And Boxing Hub, big up as well for getting involved, getting engaged. This is what the platform's for everyone to sort of get engaged with the conversation that we're having. Bertapip is the favorite and Yard has more of a puncher's chance. Yes, you could say that, definitely. And Yard has the speed. He's obviously athletic as well and can cause Bertapip some discomfort because he's the younger man. We definitely agree with you. The younger Lion will definitely have a big opportunity, you know, against the older Lion in this situation, the champion. And look, a little fun fact here as well is that Bertapip actually lost to Yusuf in the Olympics, funny enough. So, yeah, that's a very interesting fact there as well. So, yeah, just for the viewers, whoever didn't know that, that's just a fact out there. So, you know, what we like to do, we like to sort of educate the viewers as well as, you know, getting everyone involved, of course, because we've had some, you know, a lot of news sort of flood in. I wanted us to discuss this. We still don't know what the situation is. We're not part of the team, but we do know that Tank and Ryan Garcia may happen. It's obviously not going to happen January 7th, of course. Is booked in against Hector Garcia, of course. But I do have a confirmation that this fight could happen, you know, in Las Vegas at some point next year. Because just generally speaking, I know there isn't any official announcement out there, but in terms of the fight itself, because I think this is a massive fight. This is a massive fight. Big fight.
No, it's a huge fight. It's definitely a huge fight. You know, both men, you know, are doing well in the division. Never lost a fight. You know, I see Tank winning this fight. The only way I can see Garcia winning this fight will be on points, and that's if he doesn't trade with Tank. The advantage that he's got is, he's got speed and he's taller, so he can fight on the outside. But if he was to trade with Tank, mate, it's just game over, man. It's just, I'm sorry, but it's just game over. A Tank, he's ruthless. He's relentless. He's hungry. He's like the young Iron Mike Tyson. You know, there's just something about this kid. You can't explain it. You've seen what he can do. You know, you've seen what he can do. And I think it's going to be an amazing fight because, look, if it does happen, then it's going to be good for the boxing sport because we don't get these fights. We don't get the big names fighting each other. We don't get it. We always get, they're in talks. Yeah, it may happen, may not happen, or wait a couple of years. But no, but for this fight to happen, mate, like, wow.
It's massive. Yeah, because I completely agree with you, and I echo your thoughts, you know, about the fight being massive for boxing. I think this is huge. this is gonna be two fighters, especially Tank. You described him best. For me, it's weird. I don't know if people used to watch Dragon Ball Z, but there are things that people fuse together to become one being. I see Tank literally a fusion between Mayweather and Mike Tyson in one being in terms of his technical ability, his punching power, the way he's explosive, he's small, he's strong in the inside, and look, his entertainment, he's entertaining, and he sells tickets. That's the most important thing, especially in this boxing world from a commercial aspect, that Tank sells tickets. So whoever he's gonna get in the ring with, especially a big name, you got someone that's selling tickets, and you got King Ryan Garcia, who's Mr. Social Media in terms of his viewership that he gets online. This is absolutely gonna be massive. And look, this is a big point from iBoxing Hub. Ryan Garcia is a less accomplished Amir Khan with more clout. Look, we could say this. We can absolutely say this in terms of who he has in his resume. Amir Khan, big up. He's obviously a retired fighter now, but you look at his CV, look at the fighters he fought. It's on a big level. He's become a champion. He's done the job. So Ryan Garcia needs a big name, in his CV. And look, this is the fight to make it happen, cuz.
Definitely.
My question to you, cuz, I'm gonna throw you the £1 billion question, because it's no more £1 million questions here. It's the £1 billion question. Who wins between Ryan Garcia and Tank?
Tank, knockout. Later round. I reckon round 10.
Ooh, okay, so you reckon it's gonna be a bit of a
Tank. I mean, look, knockout. Yeah, definitely. I can't. Can I see it going to points? I don't know. No. Do you not know? In fact, I'll take that back. I can see it going to points, but I see Tank like roughing him up. Like he'll probably drop him a couple of times if he doesn't get the KO. But I'm gonna have to go for Tank, because again, I know they say you're only as better as your last fight, but I look at Tank's resume and the people he's fought, and I look at Ryan Garcia, the people who he's fought. I mean, there you go, really. And not just that, like you said, Tank, he's pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view. Yeah. He's Mr. Pay-per-view. Him and Spence, they are up there in terms of being Mr. Pay-per-views.
It's weird. It's like Tank. It reminds me of Floyd Mayweather when he fought Oscar De La Hoya. So it's like Tank is Floyd and Garcia is it's the
Golden Boy, yeah.
It's the Golden Boy, yeah. So it will be interesting to see, but like, look, I'm gonna have to go for Tank. And then hopefully after that we can see Tank maybe mix up with Haney.
Yeah, definitely. And I was even gonna get to that. Obviously, big up iBoxing Hub for just getting involved in the conversations. Of course, is Tank the best at 135? Because I'm throwing that question over to you. Is he number one without having the title?
Ooh. Yeah. He's number one. Yeah.
Why would you say he's number one? Is it because of like what his resume, his technical
resume, technical ability, the weight classes as well, and
sells tickets.
Yeah. He is the total package.
So like you said, package.
Yeah. So it will be interesting to see him. Who wins out, him and Haney? I don't know. That is me. Ooh. I don't know.
Look, we got a few things that we need to run through here, man. So iBoxing Hub is obviously saying Tank wins via 5th round KO against Ryan Garcia, of course. And look, he's echoing what you're saying. Haney versus Davis, Tank. We need to see that fight. That's the fight everyone wants to see. And this is a controversial one here. Haney smokes Tank. this is a. They've sparred before. We've heard the stories, of course.
You know what? That's the thing. We a lot of people talk about sparring. Like, this is obviously back in the days where they were less experienced. Do you know what I mean? This is now the big game, the big dog. Do you know what I mean? So in the ring, it will be interesting. But wow, I don't know. I generally don't know, because Haney, look, he has done well, and not even that, Haney. I remember Haney was calling out Lomachenko before he even won before he got given the title. Do you know what I mean? And I just want to see the fight between Haney and Lomachenko, how that goes, and from there, I want to see Haney and Tank. But I just don't understand why the fight ain't happening, because, mate, Haney's got all the belts. Why don't you make it happen?
It's true, cuz, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this happens, and we potentially see a situation where, back in the days we had the four kings in Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, Thomas Hearns, Hagler. Do you know what I mean? And this division now, it's looking like we've got the kings. We've got Haney, we've got Tank. Do you know what I mean? You got Garcia in the mix. You got, Lomachenko still in the list. Like, there's some
Stevenson.
Shakur Stevenson that's coming up as well. Like,
enough, he's got a tough fight. He's fighting I've forgotten his name. He fought Tank. Tank beat him on points, obviously, but he was a tough.
You're talking about the pit bull.
Yeah, that's an interesting fight. That there. Do you know what? Pitbull vs Ryan Garcia will be an excellent fight.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Look, it's all crazy right now. Obviously, we've got Boxing Up getting involved in this. I think Haney beats Davis 117 to 111 type. Going to decision. He's winning by at least 6 rounds. Like, I love it. And he's obviously saying Jolie. So Isaac Cruz beats Ryan Garcia, which is an interesting point as well.
Do you know what? I agree with that one. I agree with that comment that iBoxing made. I think Pitbull, he's dangerous, He's actually dangerous.
Of course.
He gave Tank problems, even though Tank said he was injured or blah, blah, blah. But he gave him problems. They even asked him after the fight, would you fight him again? He said, hell no.
It's one of those fights that you're not getting back in the ring with that, man. With certain... especially when it's conclusive as well, you've done the job, but it wasn't sort of your best night technically, but you've got the job done. It's not something you're not looking to get back in again. And look, it's one of those high risk, low rewards fight. Is he gonna really want to get back into battle with Cruz again for low rewards? Nah, it's a business boxing. You already know how it is, cuz. You already know how.
Hold on, we're forgetting though. What's his name? My man. Is it Romoli?
Oh, Rolly. You talking about Rolly? Romero Rolly. Yeah.
Yes, you were forgetting. He's a lightweight contender as well.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see him and
Rolly Romero.
There
That's
you go.
it. You know what? He's a problem. The thing is, when you look at the Tank fight, especially, you look at the first few rounds. Rolly looked strong. He looked good. Was keeping him away, but obviously it was all part of the game plan. Tank was just setting him up.
That set was disgusting. I'm sorry.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Listen, the thing is, Tank's a big kid, because once he knocked him down, he will just mimic him afterwards. But hey, no, it will actually be an interesting fight, though. It'll be an interesting fight. Do you know what? I just don't get me wrong. I've got nothing against Ryan Garcia. He's a good fighter. He does the numbers as well. But I just I want him to fight someone credible. Someone who someone credible, because obviously I like his performance he had with Luke Campbell. Done really well. But again, after that performance, he was supposed to fight Haney, and he didn't want to fight Haney, which I thought it was a bit weird. But hey, it is what it is. But Tank all the way, man. I could see Tank. Yeah, Tank all the way. Tank all the way.
Tank, so you're going for Tank? No, obviously, big
Tank,
up, big
yeah,
up,
I'm a
big
Tank
up.
fan.
Of course,
Mm.
of course, of course. Cuz let's get into the sort of the next topic as well. Big up, obviously, this fighter. We're obviously good friends of his, of course. The body snatchers obviously back. Dylan White returns next week. Cuz there's a massive opportunity for the body snatcher to sort of put a statement out there, just to let other people in the heavyweight division know that, look, I'm still about. I'm still the body snatcher. I'm still a threat, and I want the title. I want my title shot again. So, cuz, what's your overall thoughts about his return? You excited, of course, about
Oh
the
yeah.
body
Oh
snatcher?
yeah, cool.
Because I'm expecting maximum
Violence.
that
I'm
energy.
expecting maximum violence. Listen,
It's overdue. It's overdue
I'm
from the
telling you,
Fury fight, man. I think that's gonna carry on.
I don't know much about Jermaine Franklin, but I know that, look, you know, he's hungry. He ain't playing. He's hungry. He's currently training in a Fury's camp. Like literally, so him and Dylan, they've got a face off. It should be airing soon. So if he beats Dylan, he gets to fight AJ. And Eddie Hearn said to him, "Now look, if you beat Dylan, you fight AJ, you know, you'll get a 7-figure deal. Do you know what I mean? Not deal money, you get paid." And he said literally he's one uppercut away. So he believes that he'll beat Dylan. The thing is with Dylan, I personally think, all right, let's just say, all right, Dylan wins this fight, beats my man. I don't think Dylan should fight AJ next. I think Dylan should go for a different route, because Dylan said he wants to fight the likes of Wilder, Usyk, and AJ, and whoever. I think Dylan and AJ, because they're both coming from L's, I think they should rebuild. If anything, like just rebuild and go different routes and maybe meet each other later on, you know, because I feel that it you know, at this current position now, it'll be interesting to see Dylan White and Usyk. It'll be interesting to see Dylan White and Ruiz. It'll be nice to see Dylan White and Wilder. Do you know, it's just there's just so much Dylan White and Joe Joyce, Dylan White and Donald DePar, you know. But yeah, I think Max. I think Dylan. He's hungry. He's back. Like, he's had his break. He's got a new coach. So yeah, I believe he's gonna get the job done. Yeah, that left hook. It's just it's
devastating.
Like I said, I don't know much about my man, but you know, best of luck. But yeah.
Here's a good question for you, cuz you know we like to, you know, flip the script sometimes with these questions that we ask. And let's say you put your manager's hat on, and you're Dylan White's manager. So let's say you're Eddie Hearn in this situation. What do you think of White versus Joe Joyce? You giving him that fight next after Franklin?
It's up. Yeah, why not? Why not? Because look, remember, you're in boxing for a reason. The best wants to fight the best. And like, look, Joe Joyce, he's like what? He's number one for the WBO, right?
Yeah.
So him defending that again, it's a big threat, because if he was to lose, then wait, do you know what I mean? Then that means Dylan's in line to fight, you know, the likes of Usyk or whoever, you know. So it's just why not? You know, why not? You know, boxers, remember, your career is short. You're not there for a very long time. You know, so just make the fights happen.
No, definitely, I agree with you, because you know, with these fights, need to make them happen, and it's really important for the fans like us, because we're the viewers, we're the ones that are gonna, you know, be paying for the pay-per-view numbers, you know, for certain shows, let's say, and we're you know, attending these shows as well. We want to see the best fight the best. We want to see a scrap. We want to see, you know, history being made, and we want to see some of the best fighters, you know, challenge themselves, because at the end of the day, we live in an era, unfortunately, Mayweather sort of spoke the era, you know, with his you know, him being undefeated. But look, there's nothing wrong with fighters having a couple L's in their records. Why? If you look at the resume, who they fought, that's where they'll gain their legacies from, you know, from fighting the best. At least, you know, I'm sure Lennox Lewis, for example, he's the last undisputed heavyweight champion. He's lost a couple, but he's still classed as the last undisputed champion. So, you know what I mean? These L's, F the L's, man. Sorry about the language, man, but F the L's. Let's get the scraps in. Let's get some of these
I
shots in.
agree with you.
And let's see, the best fight the best. And I have a good feeling about 2023. I think we're going to see some big fights.
Yeah. Same man.
Yeah, we're going to see some big fights ahead, man. So, you know what, man? Cuz we obviously like to, do this part of the show where you've probably seen something online, you've probably seen a news. What did you see online that you felt that, you know what, need to discuss this on the show, need to cover this? What you say?
Well, everybody knows about Crawford and Spence. It's not happening, for now anyway. And Crawford is going to be fighting. Is it David Avanesian?
Yeah, the European champion.
That'll be a good fight. I must say. And then I'm hearing one-time Keith Thurman and
one time. I'm happy to see him back. One time against the Truth. Cause I can't lie, this is the fight that I probably wanted to see when Thurman was champion and when Spence was on the come up and calling for Thurman. I wanted to see that fight yesterday, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But cuz man, I can't lie, I'm excited, man. Hold on. I'm excited. I can't even lie, man. I am absolutely excited. Why? Because that's a fight that we've been waiting to see, man. So yeah. Let's make it happen. And I'm hoping if Spence is hearing this or anyone from his team, make the Keith Thurman fight happen. Let's see that fight at the Cowboy Stadium because you're the champion defending your unified titles. Bring Thurman to the Cowboy Stadium, AT&T. I would love to see that.
That fight should have happened years ago, though, let's to be fair. I mean, look, we all know what the outcome's going to be, but hey, I ain't going to say much, but
it's the next, because it's the next, it's like the plan B. It's a good plan B.
We say it's a plan B. Technically, if you want to get technical, Spence should fight, I forgot his name now.
Boots Ennis. You're saying Boots Ennis.
There you go. There you go. So come on, let's not sugarcoat it now.
We've had this conversation. You know what the situation is.
Well, I know the situation. Yeah, what's it? Low risk? No, low rewards, high risk. But hey, a champ is a champ. You got to defend your belts.
Cuz just a quick few questions, of course, before we obviously wrap up. Of course, we got iBoxing Hub saying that Crawford beats Spence easily. Ooh, that hurt my soul because the Truth is the man. I like him. I think he's beating Crawford, but look, it's very interesting.
You know what?
We got Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis.
No, I want to see Virgil Ortiz fight Boots Ennis. That's a fight I want to see. And then the winner of that should get a title shot.
Yeah, same. Same. I want to see that fight as well. I genuinely want to see that fight as well, man. Genuinely want to see this fight. Obviously, iBoxing Hub is saying Crawford is so talented. He's a top tier fighter, but it's no secret he has the weakest resume. Look, I love the honesty, and 100% I do agree with you. In terms of his resume in the welterweight division, it's weak, but he's an undisputed champion. Remember that. He was an undisputed champion, and he's obviously come up. So he's doing the bonus. He's doing a bonus right now, moving up and trying to become undisputed. So I don't think at the moment we've had a man, I would say, unify two divisions, as in become undisputed. I don't think that's happened before in history. Look, iBoxing Hub, you're the man in terms of research. Has that happened in history? From a man's level, two-time, undisputed champion across two divisions. I don't think that's happened before. So the likes of Crawford, the likes of Usyk, these guys are chasing greatness. So to see one of them do it would be a tremendous feat. But for me, Spence beats Crawford. Spence wraps up the division, and Spence moves up to 154. And I'm saying this right now. I'm saying this right now as well. Spence, if Canelo's still about, that fight will eventually happen. I'm telling you. I'm telling
Spence
you,
beats Canelo.
that's happening one day, cuz. It's happening one day.
What at 154, 160 or
160 or catch weight. Them two are
okay.
gonna
All right.
fight. They're gonna cross
No, all
paths.
right, all right, all right. Let me break it down. Canelo Canelo beats Errol Spence. Who wins?
Whoo! You're throwing it out there for me, yeah? All right. You know what, cuz, man? I'm going for it. I'm putting myself out there. I'm saying if that fight was to happen at catch weight, and I believe it's gonna happen, I think Spence is winning it, man. There's something special about Spence, man. There's something special about him. The reason why I just say there's something special about him is because I feel he has more to his arsenal to defeat an opponent. There's so much more to his arsenal. He's got skills. He's got, the ability, the vision, boxing IQ to get the job done. And remember, he hasn't been defeated. So, he hasn't faced that yet. So I think that will be a fight that would challenge him to the next level.
So you're saying Spence beats Canelo?
Eventually, one day. I'm just saying this one day, looking into the future in terms of him clearing out. This is if he clears out the division, goes to 154, has a few fights there, gets used to the weight, and then there's that sort of talks in the air. Can this fight happen? Oh, so obviously big up official Sleazy, whoever's this. Obviously, it's the first time, seeing you. So big up, my brother. Thank you so much for, tuning into the show. Crawford is a madman at a madman at the same time. We agree. And Canelo will have him up too much stamina and agility. No, fair dues. Obviously, Canelo is the bigger man, and he's got the ability. But I just think that Spence, there's something special about him, man.
So if Spence moves up, right, who will then become who can you see unifying the welterweight division?
Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis. You just have to look at his skills in the ring in terms of how strong he is as well. He's had over 20 fights as well. I know he hasn't had the best competitors because a lot of people are also afraid of fighting this kid as well. So I think he's one of those guys that you put him in challenges, he'll get the best out of them, man. And I think he's the next one coming up. But I do agree with you, cuz Virgil Ortiz versus, Boots Ennis. I think that will be the next sort of big fight for the welterweight division. And who knows, cuz? Who knows? We might see a few other people pop up in the welterweight division over the years. We might see Tank in there. We might see Shakur Stevenson in there. We might see Haney in there because we've seen that Haney's a big guy. He's a big guy.
He'll come. Don't worry. He'll come back.
No, he'll come back. He'll come back. Obviously, he's going through a few bits, man. But we'll see what happens. In terms of Boots Ennis right now, active, I think he's because this is actually a question for you, man. Because it's not really sort of spoken about. If you was to handpick a prospect of the year from the welterweight division or any other division, who do you say is the prospect of the year so far? Because we're coming up to December. I know it's a random one. It's a random one.
Do you know what? Okay, this is. I've been following this person. He's a heavyweight contender. He's going to be fighting, fun enough, on Saturday for the British heavyweight belt. What's his name? Fabio. Is it Fabio Uli?
Okay.
I can see him becoming a world heavyweight champion of the world.
Wow.
In 2024. If not 2023, because all the belts are tied up as usual. But 2024, I can see him becoming, world champion because his background experience. I could be wrong. I don't think he's had any amateurs experience. I think he's come from white collar boxing and he's doing very, very well. So he's someone I've been looking for. Even during lockdown when he was fighting in Eddie Hearn's backyard, and like he's literally he's delivered every fight he has, he delivers.
Definitely big up to Fabio Wardley, of course, man. He obviously does his thing. He's a good character outside of the ring as well, and I just like his knowledge of the game as well, even when he does his punditry work and analysis. Big up. He's definitely someone who's knowledgeable outside the sport. He's dedicated to the sport as well, and I definitely see him doing well. And look, iBoxing are big up. He's involved. So there's a person called Jeremy TKV. So he's got he's a heavyweight signed to Boxer. We're gonna check him out. Obviously, big up iBoxing Hub. We obviously love your knowledge. We love your passion for the sport as well, and we're gonna definitely check him out for sure. And guys,
who's your eye on?
You know what it is? It's a good question, man. Wow. Who's my eye on, man? Wow. You know what? There's too many fighters, man. There's too many. If I was to sort of pick one, Adam Azim, top contender here. Anthony should fight Fabio to regain the hunger he lost. Ooh. Loving this. No, it's good. It's good to see. Honestly, it's good to see. It's good to see. I can't even lie to you.
If Fabio knocks him out, then what?
Probably retirement. Then I guess, man. Maybe.
Do you know? Funny question. Yeah, I know we're going over time here, but
don't worry. Let's do it.
If AJ was to lose his next fight, is he calling it a day, or is it just a bad day in the office?
Honestly, unless we're gonna be super realistic with this, if Anthony loses his next fight, talking about Joshua, no, he's not gonna retire, man. No, he's tied in. Let's be realistic. He's tied into a big contract, a long contract with sort of Matchroom. So regardless of what happens, they're going to rebuild him up and he's going to get back in the ring. So I think regardless of what happens in the next fight, there's not going to be any talks of retirement. Even if he does lose, for example, I think he's still going to, be in there. And look, cuz I definitely feel as well that this is my opinion and this is what I genuinely think. He just needs one coach in his corner. Just one coach. One coach that can tell him.
I had a conversation with official Sleaze, and he said he reckons that AJ should go back to is it Tony Sims?
Rob McCracken, you mean?
No, not Rob McCracken. No, Tony Sims.
Oh yeah, he originally was. Woo! You're educating me, cuz. Yeah, I love that. Obviously, big up. If he had the hunger, he wouldn't retire, so he should keep going. It's true. Look, I definitely feel that, maybe a fight like the Fury fight will ignite that hunger, that fire, because them two, they genuinely hate each other. I think that would be the only fight, for me, in my opinion, that would reignite that hunger that might have, gone, let's say.
Fury has said, look, before he officially retires, he has to fight AJ. He wants to fight AJ. Yeah. And the only way I can see that fight happening, if I'm honest, I can't see that fight happening on BT Sport. Fury would have to go and fight AJ on his own. Don't get me wrong, I know he's the champ. He calls all the shots, but that's the only way I can see that fight happening. If he goes, look, do you know what? I'm going to come with the zone. I'll fight in the zone, 50-50 or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? That's the only way I can see that fight happening. And it will be a big fight. That is like one of the biggest British heavyweight clash.
Massive. And if that fight does happen, cuz, you having Roy Jones in your corner? If you're Joshua?
So, you know what? I don't know. Like, I know he's looking for a new coach or whatnot, but I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I'm not in his head. I'm not in his camp, whatnot. So I don't know. It comes down to him. If it's Roy Jones, let it be Roy Jones. If it's, what's his name, Garcia, let it be Garcia. If he wants to go back to Rob McCracken, let it be Rob McCracken. If he wants to go back to Tony Sims, let it be Tony Sims. But at this point, I just don't know. You know.
And look, here's an interesting one as well, man. Shane McGuigan.
See, I can't. You know what? I hear that. Yeah, I can't see it happening because Shane McGuigan already has what, Daniel Dubois. The only person I can see, could it work? What's his name? What's his name? Fury's coach. Wow, I've forgotten his name. Fury's coach. Yeah, that's the only, because he's the knockout artist. He's the knock. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But again, would he work with AJ? I don't know.
That's
do you know what I mean?
Saying, yeah, that's where it gets a bit political. And look, Official Sleazy, obviously big up as well for just, you know, joining the show today. AJ from 13 to 2016, cuz this was when AJ was a beast. I can't lie. This was when he was a beast, fearless. He had courage as well. And if he could reignite that inner beast with him again, I think we could, definitely see him, do big things, of course. And look, iBoxing Hub is obviously saying that he would love to train AJ, Shane McGuigan. And he's the best trainer in the UK, top 5. So look, these are some interesting points, of course. And look, cuz I think it's been so good to be back, of course, man. I know it's been a few weeks. So guys, thank everyone for, obviously joining us today. Guys, obviously we wanna do this officially for everyone as well. We've got a big feature announcement for next week, guys. Hopefully you can get excited. Hopefully you can get gassed. What we do in this platform is we want to obviously give, our community a voice, but then at the same time, we want to give you access into the boxing world that you may not, get this access to. Guys, we've got a big feature that's coming in next week. We have the new World Undisputed Champion, Chantel Cameron. She's obviously going to be joining us in the show next week. So guys, come on, show us some love. We're going to obviously have our first world champion, first undisputed world champion as well, because this is a treat for our loyal, fans, the community as well. So hopefully everyone can get excited about who we have next. So cuz, man, what's your thoughts about that, man? I'm sure you must be gassed, cuz.
I'm always excited. I'm always excited. Do you know why I'm always excited? Because the females, they get the job done. They get it done. I mean, look, they fight the best, or they fight the best in their, in their division. No sugarcoating. So yeah,
definitely. Obviously, iBoxing Hub got a lot of questions for it. Of course, bro. Just join in, show some love. We will be live, of course. We're always live. This is what we do for you guys. 7:30, same time. We'll be live, and this time next week we'll have the undisputed champion Chantel Cameron. So big up. We just obviously wanted as much people to show our love, of course. And the women's game, they're elevating it. They're taking it to the next level. Why? They are fighting the best. The best are fighting the best. The fights are happening. We just had, the GWOT come over to the UK and become undisputed champion for the 3rd time. And now we obviously had Chantel Cameron become undisputed champion against McCaskill as well. So, cuz, look, these females are making it happen. So we just want to do our part in promoting what they do best. So big up, of course, big up. But cuz, we obviously coming up to the end of the show, of course. How do you want to end this, cuz? How do you want to end this, cuz? I want a Mr. Sports Entertainment, kind of thing going on right now. So,
well, the World Cup's on. No, look, on a positive note, we're here every Sundays at 7:30. Look, just remember to like, share, and comment. Like, share, and comment again. And just have a lovely, productive week. And we shall catch up again next week. I go by the name of Biyenge, feature yours Truly Tre, and we are out.
Big up. Big up, big up, big up.